Hello, welcome to the Biz Talk Live Show. I am your host, Shanté R. Roddy. We're so glad to have you here. We're a little bit late today because we were working through some technical difficulty. You know how that goes, right? When you're doing live broadcasting. But we didn't want to miss the opportunity to share an entrepreneur story with you. And we have my girl here, Tameka Chapman, and we're going to have her introduce herself in just a moment. But come on in, hit the love button, share this out to all of your networks, right? So that they can be inspired and empowered. We invite you to drop any comments. Let us know who you are. You can even tell us about your business, right? Because that's why we're here. Ask any questions that you have. If we do not get to your questions during the show, we always follow up after the broadcast, right? So we are super excited to have Tameka Chapman. She is the CEO of Women Persevering for Greatness, right? So I love that, Women Persevering for Greatness. Wow. Yes. That's like a powerful statement. So I can't wait to even talk about that. So with that said, Tracy, can you introduce yourself to our audience? Let us know who you are, what you do, and who you serve.
Absolutely. Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you, Shanté, for allowing me to come onto your platform and share a good message with the audience. I am Tameka Chapman, the CEO and founder of Women Persevering for Greatness. It is a platform that was created to help women reveal and release those fears, doubts, and self-limiting behaviors that keep them bound and stuck. As women, we do so much for everybody else, but when it comes to our own goals, our own ambitions, we put it on the back burner. And so we put it on the back burner for so long that we forget to go back and learn how to pick it up and move it along. And so I help you. I'm that glove that you use in the kitchen to pick that pot back up and to get it back on the stove and get it moving. And so I'm just excited that I get to work with women that trust me enough to share their fears, share the things that they think about themselves that's keeping them from moving forward. I take pride in that. And so, yes, I am here and I'm just enjoying everything about it. I enjoy everything about helping women.
Awesome. So do I. So we're alike. So that is very fantastic. So what made you pursue this path, right? To do this, to work with women and helping them overcome their fears. That's a great thing. Yes. But I'm sure you're able to impact lives, but it's a challenging thing as well. Because I know it's a lot of us, we all have fears, right? That we need to overcome. So how did you get to do this? What inspired you to take this path?
Well, there's a few things in my life that has happened along my journey. One, the main thing is my 18-year journey to motherhood. My 18-year journey to motherhood. It took my husband and I 18 years before we ever received a positive pregnancy test. And that was a major thing for me. And so a lot of people ask me, what made you hold on for so long? I wouldn't have held on for that long. 18 years, girl. What? You really wanted it, huh? And I was just like, yeah, I wanted my own family and I was willing to do anything and everything to have it. And so that's perseverance. That's faith for me. My life, I always tell people my life is all about faith and perseverance. Faith and perseverance. Anything about me screams faith and perseverance, from the 18-year journey to motherhood to the 15-year legal career that I have as a paralegal, to the 10 years of my entrepreneurial journey. Like, it screams perseverance because there's been obstacles at every corner. There's been, mountains that I've had to either jump over or go around, or either just bust it down with a hammer, right? Right. So it's all about learning learning some strategies, learning some tools, getting your skill set up enough so that you can get around all of those obstacles that comes your way. And so that's what I do. I help women figure out what it is they need to do, what it is they need to learn in order to make it happen for them. And so it's all about perseverance for me. And I name my company Women Persevering for Greatness because I want you to know that that's what I'm all about. I'm all about helping you persevere. Perseverance is defined as persistence to keep going, even when there's a delay, even when you can't see it, because you believe in it. And it goes right in line with faith, and so I just love when I see people going for it. I love to help out any way that I can, probably to a fault, to my demise in some cases. But I love to help women and I love to see them succeed, even young girls. It starts with us teaching our young girls how to do things and how to be, so that once they get older and become our age, they're already ahead of the game.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so I just take lessons that I was taught along the way, coming up as a young kid, from my dad, from, my mom, from my grandmothers, from aunts. I have this one aunt, she stayed on me. I could never get out of school. Even when school was out, she put me in some educational program for the summer. And that was still pouring perseverance into me to keep going, keep going. I see something great in you. And so there's my company, Women Persevering for Greatness, because I'm always striving to do great, be great, and help others to see their greatness as well.
Yes, I love that, because all of us have greatness in us. We just don't
Absolutely.
always realize it, and we need someone like you to help pull us out and help us to see that greatness within ourselves, right?
Absolutely.
I love that. So you've
Thank
had,
you.
like you said, you've overcome so many different things. So you mentioned three different things. So let's start with your 18-year journey to pregnancy, right?
Yeah.
That requires perseverance. And that process, I know it could not have been easy. And
No.
regardless of what it is, whatever that obstacle is, whatever that dream is you have in front of you, whatever that goal is that you think is not happening right now, right? You have to have perseverance and faith that is going to happen, right? That is
Absolutely.
going to work into your favor. But it
Yes.
takes a lot. It takes a lot to put in that many years, right, towards a goal that you see so clearly before you. So for our audience, let's start right there with your journey. What was it in you? What was it that helped you to stick it out? Because a lot of people are giving it up at a month, few months, year one,
Yeah.
maybe year two. Year three,
Yeah.
year 45, there a lot of times they're discussing, okay, other options. Like this is just
Yeah.
not it.
Yeah.
What was it in your journey? What was it about you that helped you to stick with your goal, to stick with that vision, to see it through reality for that 18 years? That's a powerful thing. There's lessons in there. So let's break it down.
Okay, so I pride myself on being a real talk coach, right? I'm going to give you the real raw facts of it all. And that 18-year journey, let me tell you, there were some thoughts going through my head that should not have been there. Every Mother's Day, I would see all these mothers with their babies. I'm just like, I'm not going into work. I don't want to see the email come out of talking about Happy Mother's Day weekend. I don't need to see that. I would see these young girls who were popping out babies, 9 months after 9 months, they having a new baby every 9 months. And I'm just like, God, why you keep giving these kids babies? And I'm mature. I have a job. My husband, we have jobs. We have a house. We have our lives together. Why can't I have mine? When is it going to be my turn? So I question, and I don't think there's anything wrong with questioning God. It's the whole thing of complaining about it and not putting in the work towards it. And so I
Yeah.
had to change my mindset. I had to change my mindset. It's all a mindset thing, So my journey began in 1999. My husband and I, we met and married in 3.5 months. We're still married over 20 years later. So, that's another matter of perseverance right there, marriage, right? But it started in 1999. We wanted to have our children. We wanted to create our own family and, be able to love and nurture our children the way that we wanted to do that. And know that it would take the medical ill that I had any. And so, it was just, let's just make it happen. And so year 1, year 2, year 3, I was just like, okay, well, maybe it wasn't meant, for it to happen now because you're still in the military. And I know that I was not designed to be a single mother. So let's just hold off and, count our blessings, right? And so once he was discharged from the military, we got back on the journey again to say, okay, let's start. And year 1, year 2, year 3 again, and it's just not happening. And so I'm just like, no, we can't keep doing this. This is not working. Let's go to a doctor. Let's go get checked. And so I went to the doctor. The first doctor told me, looking at me, I was in his office. I was weighing 100 and maybe 75 pounds at that time. And he told me I needed to lose 100 pounds. I said, excuse me? So you want me, what do you want? Like, I didn't understand that. I said, okay, you're not the doctor for me. Let's go. So we went and we found another doctor. That doctor then examined me and said, well, I can't find anything wrong with you. Well, then who is something wrong with it? Something wrong with my husband? Let's get him checked. Got him checked. There's nothing wrong with him either. So this is like mind blowing of why, what's going on. And so then we said, let's seek out, advanced fertility options. We did every option under the sun. It got so much till I felt that we were mentally, spiritually, and financially broken. Like, I put everything into it because that's what we wanted. We wanted our children. And I didn't know what else to do. So I gave everything that I have to this, only for it not to happen, only for it not to have a baby from after spending thousands and thousands of dollars. And so we did consider the option of adoption, right? We actually went through the whole process of going to these courses, filling out these 100 million forms with our social security number, our backgrounds, our mama's backgrounds, daddy's backgrounds. They ask you for everything under the sun. And even after going through all of that and being perfect candidates, we still didn't get through to adopt. And so I'm just like, what is going on? And we did this in every state that we lived, right? We've moved a few times and it still didn't work. And so then I had to get to the point of not being mad anymore, because you can only take so much of somebody telling you, just don't worry about it. Just don't stress it. Oh, it'll happen for you. But then you have the other side of people saying, girl, when you going to get that man a child, he ain't going to be with you for long. Mm-hmm. Like, what you think he's gonna wait? You think he's gonna wait on you forever? So those moments made me want to punch somebody in their throat. Like, why are you talking to me? You don't even know what I'm going through right now. I'm being open and very honest about my journey, because a lot of women go through this, but they don't say anything. They're ashamed. They're ashamed of their journeys. And I don't want women to be ashamed of their journey, because we are perfect just the way that we are. Just because it don't happen for you right now does not mean that it won't ever happen. I want people to know that it doesn't matter how long it takes. If it's something that you truly want, something that you truly desire, you will have your heart's desire. You just have to be willing to put in as a sunset shift for me. So I had to start acting like I was already a mother. I had to start doing things like I was already a mother, because that's what I wanted. So I started manifesting this into my life, right? When I tell you, I started shopping for babies' clothes. I shopped for 15 years for babies' clothes in every state that we lived. And I said, okay, that store is closing. We got to go get a deal. So we would go from store to store shopping for baby stuff. When my son came along in 2017, he had clothes I'd never had to buy. And he's still wearing those same clothes that I bought years and years ago. I bought a crib. Every time we'd move into a new place, I would set up his little nursery. I was like, I don't know when he's coming, but he's going to be ready for him. So my husband never thought I was crazy. He never said it. He may have thought I was crazy, but he never said, girl, you crazy, right? But no, that's my journey of wanting it so bad until I had to figure it out. What is it that I need to do to have it? And it required me to think differently, to act differently, to put out to the world what it is that I wanted back in return. And so in July of 2016, I sat down at this exact desk in this house and I had a conversation with God. And it got to the point of me saying, God, I apologize for trying to do your job of creating life, because it's not within us. Now he gives us doctors for certain things in life, or, for everything in life, there's a doctor for it. But to dibble and dabble trying to make a baby, that's what God does, right? He's the creator of life. And so when I did that, I felt an immediate relief. I felt a release off of me. I felt light. I was just like, okay. Now I've gotten to the point where things are okay. And so 2 months later, in September of 2016, we found out that we were actually 2 months pregnant. We were 2 months pregnant when we found out, and I was just like, wow, okay, that's all it took. I mean, if I had known that 18 years ago. But yeah, so my son was born in April of 2017, and he has been the light of our lives. The light of our lives. And 9 months later, I found out that we were pregnant again. We weren't trying anymore. Now, I felt that after that first one, I said, I got a good 10 years before God blesses us again. And by then I'm in menopause. I'm dried up, like we good. We one and done. But no, absolutely not. God blesses with our second child, a daughter. And she just turned one about a month ago. And so, yes, we now have two beautiful children from that journey. It was a long journey, but I can definitely tell you that I wouldn't trade anything, because I learned so much about myself during that journey. I learned that I have courage, I have strength, I have love that I didn't even know that existed within me. Like, I learned so much about loving me, flaws and all, because at one point I didn't like who I was. I didn't like the energy that I was putting out into the universe. I didn't like the fact that I would get so upset all the time and I was in a depressed state. I didn't like me. I didn't even know me at one point. And so just going through the journey allowed me to get back to me, allowed me to be comfortable and accept me 100%.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, I think like for all of us, no matter what our journey is, whatever our struggle is that we have, our challenge is there to teach us, and it's there to help develop us, right? Into the next level of ourselves, the next level of our greatness, right? I think that goes back to persevering for greatness, like, and understanding no matter where you are in your life, no matter what you're going through, even as an entrepreneur. So even with all this, she's working, she has a husband, she's building a business, right?
Yeah.
And it was just entrepreneurship, but it's not. So entrepreneurship comes with this challenge. Then we have other life challenges on top of that. But knowing that greatness doesn't come easy.
It doesn't. It does not. It
and
takes
a lot
work.
of times we expect it to just fall in our laps, right? And we are great, but it has to be developed, right?
Yes,
That great thing or what we want, that goal, that vision we have in front of us is meant to be ours, but we have to be developed.
Absolutely.
For the time to receive it. Because for everything, there's a time for everything. And sometimes you can get something too early that's yours and you're not ready for it.
Yes. I just told somebody that the other day. They asked me, it was that question of, would you have done anything differently within that journey? And I had to think about it, and I said, no, because had I gotten my children years and years ago, I wouldn't have been the mature woman that I am now. It probably, I probably would be, but it would have taken a lot more of learning and a lot more of putting myself on the back burner instead of being able to pay attention to me and get back to me and start loving me and start seeing the value within myself, because, right now my children come first. And had I been giving them years ago, they would have been first years ago. And I would probably now just be getting started trying to get back to being, who it is that I want to be, and so I wouldn't trade a day of my journey, a day of it. I wouldn't take the crying all night long, the tears, the depression, the sadness of the isolation. It was a lot. It definitely was a lot. And I tell people that it wasn't that somebody else put it on me. I put myself in that state because it's something that I wanted so bad. We allow ourselves to get to that point, And it's not saying that you're messing yourself up, but because when you want something so bad and you see it's coming so easy for somebody else, you're like, well, why can't it happen to me? And I think we do that a
Yeah.
lot in business as well, right? We
I was
see
just
other
about to
people,
say,
right?
yeah. So
We see other
we
people
think,
popping, popping, popping.
we think it comes easy for everybody else. And I just had
Absolutely.
this conversation like last week about the people and the impression, and it's a false impression. What you see in the media and what you
Yes.
see online, and you think comes easy for
Yes.
somebody else. And so what if it is easy? That's easy. But like I told my
Yeah.
friend when she was going through it, and she was like trying to sell her house, and her friend sold her house like that. And I was like, but believe me, she
Wow.
sold her house, but she's struggling with something else. So everybody
Yeah.
has a
Absolutely.
struggle in their life. Everybody has something that they have
Yeah.
to overcome. So the thing
Yes.
is not focusing on that, but focusing on us and what we need to do. So a lot of times we don't take the time. It's work. It's work and energy to work
Yep.
on do that internal work. We're
It
looking
takes a lot.
it
It takes
takes
a
a
lot,
lot.
especially as yeah, actual nurturers. And so for us to say, okay, let me be selfish for a moment and just think about me, it takes a lot. It takes a
It
lot.
does.
I'm guilty of that right now. Like it takes a lot for me to just, well, let me just focus on Tameka for a minute. It I want to focus on my babies. I want to focus on my husband. I want to focus on our household and the things that we're doing. Business, focus on me and my husband's business. I want to focus on everything else besides me, because if I just focus on me, like, am I being selfish? Is it okay that I take this moment away? And so it takes time to get to that point of being okay with stepping aside. And okay, the husband, he got the kids. He's not going to kill the kids. He's not going to let them jump off the balcony. So it takes a moment to get to that point, but I am definitely with you on that it takes time and it takes work, but you can get there. You definitely can.
You definitely can. So that's great. We could talk all day about your journey to pregnancy, but I'll let you talk about your book at the end of the show, right? Because you have a book that talks all about your journey, and I know that can be helpful to other
Yeah.
other audience members that may be going through the same thing or similar journey. So
Yeah.
again, perseverance is key. So let's talk about your business. Okay, so you went through this journey and you want to help other women persevere and get to their greatness, right? Have that greatness come out of them. What has
Yeah.
that journey been like for you? So you got started. You already came out of a big, huge challenge, victorious. Okay, so
Yeah.
now you're working on your business. How long
Yeah.
have you been doing it, and what has been your biggest challenge?
Okay, so my business actually goes back to like 2004, 2005, right? I wasn't getting paid for it. I was sitting here, even though I was going through my own journey of struggling and trying to have a family. I didn't share it with anybody. I kept that within my house with my husband, a few of my family members. I didn't share it with the world because I was still in that shame, in that shame phase. And so what I did instead is I put out what I wanted people to know about me. And that was helping women figure out ways to elevate in life, elevating their businesses, elevating their homes, whatever it was that they needed. That it's been me all along. And so that journey of starting out, giving advice, figuring, helping them come up with their own success plans, giving them one-on-one time, anytime they called, anytime we met up. I did all of that for free. Okay, y'all, for free. I did all of that. And so I was sitting by seeing, oh, they really doing it. Yes, girl. Yes, get it. And so it came to a point I was just like, well, I don't want to go into work 9 to 5 anymore. I want to do this. This is what I want to do. I want to help women because I see that what I'm telling them and the guidance that I'm giving them, it actually worked. I put the time into myself of investing in myself, of, learning the things that I needed to learn so that I can help them. If I learn it for myself and it works for me, I can now manipulate it to make sure that it works for the next lady, depending on what her circumstance is. And so it all started with me wanting to help. I've always been a helper, even as a little girl. I've always been a helper and wanting to see women excel and wanting them to see them live their greatest lives, And so I thought that me doing that would be like my number one thing. I then went through my journey and said, okay, I don't know if this is what I'm supposed to do. And it took my coach in my life to say, no, you get your butt out there, you tell your story, you help these women the way you know how, and you make it happen for you. And I said, okay, well, let me just do what I do. And so I relaunched it and I gave it a formal name, Women Persevering for Greatness. And I let women know that I'm here to help you to reveal and release those fears, those doubts. What are you saying to yourself every day? What are you going through every day that's stopping you from just taking that step forward, And so again, I say that it was a phase of misery. Okay. I went through a lot of pitfalls because I didn't take the time to properly set things up, which is what made me give it away for free, right? Because I wasn't in secure my household, and let me just make this a real thing. And so, you have these coaches out here who say they've been doing it for 5 and 6 years. Well, honey, I've been doing this for at least a decade, even though I didn't have a name paid for it. It's under my belt. Like I can do this with my eyes closed. I can help somebody out. And so I just appreciate that women see that they can trust me. They see that they can, be vulnerable with to shame them, put their business out there. And I'm genuinely going to help them because that's really what I want to do. And so Women Persevering for Greatness is there. It is that platform. And I see women every single day, just climbing to the top with it. I actually have a lady that I met in January of this, did not a hairstylist, and she would tell you the same. We weren't even talking to her. She just happened to butt herself in the conversation. And from then we've been connected. She's like a little sister to me now. And so she started talking about the things that she wanted to do. And just having a conversation with me and staying in constant contact, she's done so much within these last 9 months. She started a podcast. She has a Christian apparel line. Like, she is doing it. She's a speaker. She does it. She is doing it. She's had her own conference. Even though I made her do it, she was like, I don't know. Yes, you do know. Let's make it happen. You can do it. Let's do it. And so she did it for a sold out room. It was an awesome event. Like, I'm just grateful because she still to this day, she gets on her podcast and she would tell people, I talk about her all the time and I'm going to continue to talk about her because she has been that catalyst for me and just warm in my heart. Yeah. It makes me feel warm. And I know a lot of people say you should put your, you should get your testimonials from people, but to feel that Front Street. And I don't, yes, it's a great thing. And yes, they don't mind giving them, but I want them to feel comfortable to do that on their own instead of me saying, hey, I need a testimony so I can put it out there to the world. I just find that they are getting a great service from me. I feel great in that. And so it's just been an amazing ride. It's been a journey. It's been ups and downs. But I can definitely say knowing who your audience is, knowing who you have to offer, and then knowing what you have to offer that you make it so that it's available to them in the format that they understand and can make happen for themselves. The main things about being in business, I think in any business, it crosses all barriers of just knowing who you are, knowing what you do, and knowing who you're serving.
Absolutely. And you talked about your coach and how she gave you a push, sometimes you need somebody to give you a kick in the pants, right? To get moving, because you're stubborn and you're trying to stay in that comfortable place and that good place that you talked about the other day, right? Instead of reaching towards your greatness. So tell our audience, how important do you think having access, right, to a mentor or a coach in your business career, how important is that for the entrepreneur?
Oh my gosh. having somebody that you can talk to, having somebody that you can bounce ideas from, having somebody that's going to say, hey, this is not what you said you wanted to do. What's going on over here? Why are you veering off on this side? Having somebody like that in your life, that's an accountability partner. She's more than just a coach. She's an accountability partner. I see her as my big sister. She is a great confidant. Matter of fact, let me just put her name out here in these social media streets. Wood. Cheryl Wood is just a phenomenal woman to me. She is like that woman. She's going to stay on you. Let up off of you. If you say this is what you wanted to do, and she spent time with you and say that this is the path that you should go on, she's going to make sure you because she sees it in you. And she has a way of motivating you to make you can take on the world. That's what's there in a true mentor. If your mentor is not making you feel that plan, if they're not making you feel like you can accomplish that plan, if they're not making you feel like you can take on the world with the plan that you have, you don't you have somebody who's just and taking your money. You need somebody that's going to coach you and give you the tools and the guidance that you need. Not just let you run off and say, well, this is what you said you wanted to do. That's not what a coach is. A coach coaches you. She tells you how to do what it is that you do. There's something that's lacking. She's going to say, hey, that's not what it is. Don't do that anymore. She actually, told me the other day, hey, I like what you're doing with Woman on the Verge. Woman on the Verge is created within my company because I'm talking directly to that right there on the edge, but she's scared to take that next step. She's scared to take that leap. She's scared to jump for a moment because she don't know if to land on her feet. And so that's a that's a major thing. But I think that we as women, regardless how successful we all are, most of the time, we are all on the verge, all on the verge of something, all on the verge of just our true greatness, walking in all of our greatness. And so having a mentor in your life that will reach out to you and say, hey, I like what you're doing. Hey, that's not what you should be doing. Let's have a conversation. That's what a mentor is all about. And it is really important in your life because had it not been for her, y'all wouldn't see me. Y'all would not see me in the capacity that you do as her, who seems to have all of her stuff together, because there are still a lot of things that but a lot of people looking in, they think you got, she popping up here. Well, I am popping up, but I'm doing it because it's for a great cause. I know who I'm serving. Them to be like I them, and I want to make sure that what I'm giving them is what they need. So having a mentor in your life is the best decision you could ever make, especially as an entrepreneur. You can't do this alone. You can't do it alone. You can't do it alone. Nobody knows it all. You have to learn from somebody. So you have to go in with an open mind and an open heart, not going in feeling like somebody's judging you because you're just starting out. You need to get all this good information. So go in, get your pen and paper and take notes. I do it all the time.
Yeah, I
So it's
think,
important.
sometimes. Yeah, I think sometimes as entrepreneurs we get fearful that we may look like we don't know anything, or we're stupid or dumb, or whatever, incompetent. I would say don't think of it like that. Just think about when you were in school. I think I was watching TD Jakes the other day. He had his sermon called "Keep It Moving." It was really good, and he was saying how his daughter said something about how he's not afraid to like be a sophomore again, or really not afraid to reinvent, right,
Yes.
or reset, right? Because you reach a certain level, every new level has a next level challenge, something that you have to learn. That's why as entrepreneurs, Tameka, you tell me if you agree, but you have to be a constant learner. And just think of yourself as always a student.
Yes.
Because nobody knows it all. I don't care what we have, bring our certain levels of expertise to the table.
Yes.
But there are areas that we don't know that we're constantly, every day to me is a learning
Absolutely.
process. I never
Yes.
stop learning. So it's not that I'm dumb or is stupid or incompetent. This is the next level. And whatever I need to
Yes.
learn and whoever I need to learn it from to get me
Mm-mm.
to that next level of greatness, I'm willing and ready to do. But sometimes people get so fearful, then they again go it alone. They stay on that struggle bus, and they don't seek out the help for fear of seeming incompetent. You're a student.
Yes.
Just come to learn and connect with those experts, those coaches, those mentors that can help you. Would you agree, Tameka?
Yes. I totally agree. I'm just going to put this hashtag, the struggle bus is not cute.
It's not.
I totally agree. You have to be a lifelong learner. And, in this entrepreneurial journey, on this entrepreneurial journey, if you are not,
Hold on. I think.
if you are you're not interested, think that I'm stupid. I don't want them to think that I don't know what I'm talking about. So they go Google some stuff just so they can show up to a networking event and try to impress somebody. That's not cute. Just stand up and say what you don't know.
Yeah.
Be truthful in who you are. Know who you are, because once you know who you are, you can be honest with others and say, well, I don't know this or I don't know that. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to say, well, hey, let me just tell you then. They'll be honest with you, so that's the main thing. Be open, be honest, because people will help you more. They will help you and be honest with you because you're being honest.
Absolutely. So be honest with yourself, be truthful and be truthful. And that's where you get the help, right? When you step up and making the ask. I talk about that a lot because a lot of people don't make the ask in whatever circumstance. So
Yeah,
make the ask. If you need something, ask. And you'll be surprised, people will come, they will
mm-hmm.
help you. But it's a matter of you opening your mouth and asking for what you
Yeah,
want and asking for what you need, right? So I know that
absolutely,
because
absolutely.
I do it when I make the ask or somebody makes the ask and I come. People are always watching, so people are
Yes,
willing to.
yes,
Don't believe that people aren't willing to help or answer questions because that's not true. There are people that will help you. And they want you to succeed. And you're looking at two of the ladies right here. Um, so Tameka, so you were talking about like women on the verge that's right there. That's needing that push. What are some tips that you can give for women that's like right on the verge to get them over that hump, right? Or helping them to take that next leap of faith? What tips would you offer them?
the first lady who is right there. Let me just say, I've been a woman on the verge, and I'm verge because there's still something greater that I have to give to the world. There's still something greater that I with, and so my blessings to the women on the verge. They're scared to tiptoe in the water. I just want them to know that first of all, it's not scary on the other side. We have to think about what is it that's holding you back from taking that step. Is it fear of success? Is it fear of failure? I asked the other day on a post and I said, what if you don't fail? What if you don't fail? What if you succeed? Right? Why are you so scared to take that step? I mean, you've been failing. You've had failures, you've had setbacks, but you've come back and you've used those failures or those setbacks as stepping stones to get to where you are now. So you've experienced failure. It's not anything new to you. So even if you fail or even if you take another setback, it's not the end of the world. You use it as another stepping stone to now say, okay, I've learned this. So let me step on top of this level. Don't be afraid don't be afraid of saying, okay, they're going to laugh at me or they're waiting and watching on me to fail. What if they're watching? But here's the kid sitting on the side. You make moves. So somebody's watching you. Just always watching you. They may be watching you to say, well, let me see what she do. And if she do it, then maybe I'll try. So you can be the motivation to somebody else that's watching you. So my first thing is don't be afraid of setbacks, because it's bound to happen. We all have failures and setbacks, but it's the only difference is there are those of us who use those as steps continue to go. So that's the main thing. And then the second thing is get your mind right. Stop worrying about what else think. Stop worrying about whether they don't want you to succeed. They don't want you to have anything. But it's all about what you
What do you
want.
want?
It's all about what you are worth having. It's all about what you feel you deserve. That's preacher
Absolutely.
mode.
No, you're right. Stop thinking about what other people have to say and think about you and what you're doing. They're sitting on the sidelines. I say this all the time. If they sit in the sidelines, they're not in the ring with you. Don't worry about
Yes.
it. It's more about what do
Yes.
you want? What do you want? It doesn't matter what anybody else wants. This is your life, right? This is your life, your goals, your dreams that you want to accomplish.
Yes.
Stop thinking
Yes.
about what everybody else is doing, right?
Yes.
So thank you. I think that's so smart, because I think
They
all
can't
of
do
us,
nothing
every
for
time,
you. They're sitting by waiting.
and we have to change our mindset, and that's a constant thing. Being renewing your mind. That's all of us. That's me. That's Tameka. So we're not telling you anything that we're not doing for ourselves, because we're taking our lives and our businesses to the next level. And we know that it requires a constant renewing of our minds, right? Of shedding these
Yes.
false belief systems, right? Of shedding off things that people say that's not
Absolutely.
true about us, and focusing on what do we say about ourselves? What does God say about us, right? That's what's important, is
Yes.
getting to the place that we know who we are. And I remember you mentioned that earlier about, I know I went through it in my journey, losing myself. Like, women give so much all the time, right? And we can
Every
tend
day.
to lose ourselves. And it's important that we come back to ourselves and know who we are, because if you don't, that's going to affect you in every area of your life and in your business. So Tameka,
Speak.
just based on what you've gone through in your journey, how did you come back to you? I like to talk about that for people, because I know a lot of women have gone through this or will experience this at some point in their lives, where you lost yourself and you had to rediscover you again. What was that process like, and how did you come
Yeah.
back to rediscovering yourself?
So rediscovering myself, again, it took work, but there are a few things that I did. I love to write, and so I sat down and I made a list of the things that I made a list of the things that I love. I made a list of the things that I didn't like so much, because those things we can work on to change. List of the boundaries that whether that was with my with coworkers, with people in I created a list of boundaries that I had to have in life so that I could keep my sanity, I could keep my internal peace. Because believe it or not, your peace within is worth everything you can offer, right? Allow other people to come in for you. It's easy to allow people to come in and mess that up. So it's important that you pros and cons list. When I looked at it, I saw that I love so much about me. And I said, this is what I put more into that side. Let me put more into things that are making me happy, those things that are bringing me joy. And eventually it became like an everyday look at this list to say, okay, I didn't want that in life anymore. I didn't have to put more things on the list, of things that are not good for me, not healthy for me. I was able to now mentally say, okay, this is what I want. This is what I need to do. And so it's like a daily affirmation, getting up every day, saying my prayers, and then myself, my value. I love me, flaws and all. There's nothing this world. There's nothing anybody can stop me from doing if that's what I want to do. Those were the main things that it took for me to start getting back to me, and then start getting back to me. Taking time to go get, just a ride down the country road, peaceful to me. It's just me on the road, or my husband and I in the car just riding with some music playing, with the windows down everywhere, looking like who did it and what for.
I love it.
It's necessary moments.
I'm laughing
Necessary
because
to
that's one of
find those
my
moments that you can just be you and be comfortable.
yeah. Yeah, I'm smiling because
Yes,
I do the same thing. I love it. I
absolutely.
love it. Okay, so that's some great things, some great nuggets that you just dropped for us. This is your life, right? And so there's greatness within you. So we're talking about our journeys. There's no shame in our journey, right? It's all leading us to our destiny, right? It's a process.
Yes.
Understand that your journey,
Yes.
where you're wanting to go, is a process, and this is all a part of the process, including failure, including mistakes. The thing is learning from all of
Yes.
these different things that are part of your journey, right? Learning from them, gaining that knowledge, and then applying them to your next level. So Tameka, before we close out, I have two more questions. So what would you offer, just a couple tips of what entrepreneurs need to be successful?
An open mind is number one. You have to have an open mind. And being seriously. I mean, because if you have an open mind, it's going to lead you to saying, an open mind to this. That means I can put the work in. That means I know that I can make this happen, along with persevering for it. Right. So you don't have to, it's not about just being, having perseverance, to have an open mind, because you can, work hard for something. But if you don't have an open mind to different work, because it may not be you, it may take you to veer off a little bit. And, you have to have an open mind to working on the alternative side. And so having, no matter what journey I have to go on, no matter what corner I have to turn around, I'm still going to hold out and make it happen. That goes along with perseverance, which is what I'm all about. So having an open mind, and then being willing, ready, and able to learn something every single day. If you're not waking up every single day and learning at least one thing, you need to go back to sleep and wake up on the other side of the bed, because you should be learning something every single day.
Okay. I'm glad you said that because I say, and I get excited about learning. If I learn something new, I'm just like a kid, like in a
Oh,
cabin school. Yeah, no matter how small, you know. I get excited about it.
yeah,
So get excited about learning. Get excited about the process. Don't let the process get you down, right? And I know it sounds like an easy thing for us to
absolutely.
say. Again, we talk about these things. It's the same things that we're working on. Not letting the process get us down, because we're creators, we're innovators. Many of us are perfectionists, right? We're leaders, so we have high
Absolutely.
standards, and so we set the example. So we're oftentimes more critical of ourselves than anybody else. I know I am. So so we need to
Yes.
celebrate ourselves more, right? Laugh, laugh a lot more, right? Um, okay, so this has been so great. So I have one last question for you.
Yes.
If
All I
you
do is
had,
laugh. Y'all hear our country.
yeah, it's good for the
Yep.
soul. It's good for you. So if you had a magic wand and you could change anything in the world, what would it be?
If I had a magic wand and I could change anything, oh wow, yeah. I would change the way themselves. And not all women. I should say women on the verge.
Mm,
The woman that's on the verge, she's thinking really just about herself personally, but about herself in a whole around, whole around way. Because we ourselves and nobody's putting us there. It's our own thought process that keeps us bound. Somebody standing in front of you saying, girl, you can't do this. Nope. So it's all about our own mentality, our mindset. And so if I had a magic wand, I would one of those ladies that's on this and just tapping her to say, hey, you got it. Got it. Hey, you can do it. Hey, keep going. Hey, don't stop. That, matter of fact, I need to go buy me a minimum. Yes, it's all about if you can't find somebody to motivate you, you motivate yourself. If you can't find somebody to you clap for yourself. If you can't find somebody that's going to lift you up, you find something to read and you uplift yourself because you can do it. It doesn't take somebody to you that is necessary in order for you to keep going, but to get started, just to have your mindset right, you have to have an open mind and have the if I had a wand, honey, I would go around and I would touch every last one of these women on the verge and just let them know that they put their minds to. A good answer.
I That's a great answer. That's a great answer. So all of you ladies on the verge, right? I hope you have enjoyed this broadcast, right? We appreciate Tameka for coming on. Tameka, can you just share with us what you have going on and where people can find you?
Oh my gosh, like I'm about to write a book about everything that I have going too much going on. But I'll tell you that of October I have a few things. One is the Black Women Promote Virtual Success Summit. And as one of the virtual speakers, when I tell you I'm over the moon jumping, I would turn a cartwheel, but I'll probably tear everything up in this room right now, okay? So I'm super excited about that. That's 24th. If you haven't gotten your ticket, I suggest you go get your ticket. I'm sure Shanté will put the link to the description here. Then on October, I am honored to have I'm honored to honor two awesome women here in the DMV area at the Great Women's Empowerment Conference. Dr. Mary J. Huntley and myself, we're to empower and uplift women within the communities to let them know that, we see you. We see you, a lot of, and nobody sees us because they're just expecting us to do what it is that we do. And so we want to honor women and let them know that we see you. We appreciate what you do to empower, uplift, and educate more women. And so we have two honorees for this, Dr. and Cheryl Wood are our first two honorees, and we're too excited about it. And if you are in the DMV area, we are asking that you get your ticket to come on out. Just follow me on my page or just go to my page. You'll see it all over my page. So you can click on the link there to get your ticket to come out. And so those are two main things that I have happening in the month of October. We are preparing something great for both of these events. When y'all tell y'all the Success Summit is about to be off the chain. Have y'all seen the keynote speakers? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going off on a tangent again. I'm sorry.
They're phenomenal, I have to say. Yeah. So, and leave your contact information.
Oh, just find me at Tameka Empowers. I'm at Tameka Empowers on any social media platform, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm at Tameka Empowers, and if you are on LinkedIn, I'm Tameka Chapman on LinkedIn. Women Persevering for Greatness. Yeah, so follow me. If you want some more good words, some real talk, I'll invite you to the Women on the Verge group that I have. It's full of women that are, doing amazing things in life, and I'm just excited for them. I'm excited to be a part of that journey. And so, yeah, just follow and engage. That's all that's required. Engage. If you want to be successful, you need to engage.
Yeah. Yeah. So you got to show up.
And
You got to engage. Yeah, you're
thank
welcome.
you
And you
for
got
allowing me to come on your platform here. It's an amazing platform, and I know more people are tuning in and enjoying it and learning from it. That's the main thing. You're providing a way to teach people. That's just the most important thing. And when you have a platform, use it for something good, and you are using yours for something great. And for that, I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy to be able to do that, to be used as a vessel to do that, right? To help other entrepreneurs.
Yes.
So thank you
Yes.
so much. And so Tameka, she will be leaving her contact information in the comments, right, to this live. These broadcasts
Yes.
are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So if you miss
Hey.
the live, come back to the replay, hashtag replay. Let us know that you were here. We always follow up after the show. Like Tameka said, we're actually happy to have her as one of our dynamic speakers at our upcoming Success Summit, Purpose, Plan, and Prosperity, right? It is a virtual online summit that is taking place October the 21st through the 24th, right? So you get 24-hour access for all 4 days, right? So it doesn't matter what your schedule is, where you live in the world. This is a virtual experience for Black women entrepreneurs. So if that is you, we want to see you. We want you to invite your sister friends to get their tickets.
Yes.
Because we are exploding our lives and our businesses in 2019. We're not waiting to 2020. There is no New Year's resolution.
Mm-mm.
We don't have to wait. We're going to do it right now. And we're bringing powerhouse speakers that's going to pour into you. It's going to be interactive, engaging activities, toolkits available for you so that you can explode your business. So get your tickets at bit.ly/BWP Success Summit 19. Again, you want to register at bit.ly BWP Success Summit 19. If you would like to be a guest on our show, we invite you to join us. Our last show for the season will be October the 31st. So I'm going to have a special show because we will be rebranding. Yes, we will be rebranding and coming back at the top of 2020. So we're super excited for all of the how we're evolving even as a show, right? So if you would like to be a guest, if you would like to be a sponsor, go to bit.ly/biz talk live. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you this time, same time next week. Have a great day. Continue to pursue your dreams.